what's up YouTube? I'm Daniel, DY19. It's really bright. I'm probably gonna put my sunglasses on. So I got a new camera. It's pretty sweet, just checking it out. Wow, that's bright. Cars behind me. I just want to thank everybody who checked out the video and subscribed. Like, I honestly made the video just to help people with the color and show the interior updates and stuff like that, and got a good camera now, and just need to get some editing software, and I'm gonna try to do some more vlogs. So I just want to thank everyone who checked out my video. Shout out to Lauren, thank you for hooking me up with some memory cards, and this is recording 32 gigabytes right here. So thank you for helping me with the camera and getting me memory cards. But so 1,000 miles, I got 1,000 miles on the car. She's officially at 1,000 miles. I just rinsed it off. We are in the bright sun. It's about 90 some degrees, and it is what time is it? 6:45. I'm just gonna do one more quick walk around just so you can see the color. It's all warmed up. I've been driving for about 15-20 minutes, did some 6,000 RPM pulls, and now I'm gonna do a 0 to 60. So we're in Sport Sharp, just so you know. It's gonna be in Sport Sharp, and I'm gonna grab a rock over here to help prop the camera. This is so ghetto. And so I'm gonna try to keep it here. I'm gonna speed back, and actually maybe I'll put it over here, kind of out of the way. So I'm gonna do a 0 to 60 run, and then come back, put the camera back in, and put it in. This is I'm not gonna say where I am, but yeah. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, this is money. Let's put that. Let's hope nobody steals my camera. All right, let's go. This is it. All right. Okay, so I'd like to go over the initial impressions of the engine, of the car at 1,000 miles, what I've noticed. Just quickly to reiterate some of the interior updates. You have auto, up, down, driver and passenger windows. There's the mileage for you, 1,003. Here is the new headliner. It's more of a dark gray material, and it's definitely more firm, less shaggy than the black one. It matches the seats, I would say. Camera case. The new head unit. What else? What was the other thing? Oh yeah, the auto lights. I feel like there's something to, oh, and my options that I got with the car was the auto dimming mirror with home link, and I have a short throw shifter. So let's see if this works. Putting this back up here. Oh, wait, I gotta clean the bottom of this off a little bit. So yeah, so completely different feel than the WRX, acceleration wise. Completely different, and I think better sound with this engine for sure though. Okay, sorry. Put this up here. I think that's center. Okay, I'm gonna do one more 60. So when I did that, I had everything defeated. It was sport sharp, traction control off, track mode off. This one, I'm gonna put it in, I'll keep it in sport sharp, but have it in track mode. Track mode, here we go. 0 to 60. And then I'll give you my impressions. So here we go. Oh gosh, this is sport. All right, let's go. Impressions comparing to the WRX immediately. I will say the WRX definitely feels more torquey. Like at the beginning, let's put it back in sharp. You feel the torque and the acceleration and the kickback in your seat early on in the RPMs in the WRX. It's noticeable. For sure. When I accelerate in this, it feels way more linear, like almost it keeps building, and it just feels like it keeps building all the way up to red line, almost up to red line. I mean, really, I think at 6,000, it's not really creating much power. I had to shift pretty early there, and the WRX I could definitely get to 60 in second. But it was like red line going into it, but you could get into second or get to 60 in second gear in the WRX. With this, I definitely have to shift. And I was releasing the clutch at like 34 to 4,000 RPM. And I know my launches aren't great, and to be honest, I don't do many 0 to 60 pulls, but I'm gonna rotate this. Flip this so I can see what it looks like. Let's see. Okay, that looks pretty good angle. Oh, it's hot. It's really hot outside. Nice. I gotta put it in the air. It's ridiculous. I hope it's not too loud. I'll put it as low as possible. So engine. I'll start with what I love about this engine and why I prefer this, and why I prefer it right now. Or maybe what characteristics I would take from both. First thing, the engine in this, like I said, it just feels more linear. The boost definitely kicks in later at 4,000 or late at 4,000 RPMs. And I just feel like it pulls to 6. It just feels like it, maybe even a little bit more, and it just feels like it's building better, more linear. WRX, like 25.3 is where it would kick in, and you felt it But then at 550, 500, it just died. It just died. So as it accelerates, it feels like the WRX is faster in the beginning, but I know that this car is faster just overall. But I'll say the WRX does feel faster in the beginning just because that torque hits you so early in the RPM. With that, it feels more like just that punch of turbo and boost right in your face, and then it felt like it dies. This, like I said, just feels more linear. It almost feels, I drove Alan, shout out to Alan, Pack Attack. I drove my buddy's Ford Mustang GT 2015, and that was just like, you know, it was just, first of all, crazy power, the fastest car I'll probably ever drive. And it was insane. Like, that just felt like it just kept pulling all the way to redline. This feels kind of like that, but just not as much power. But as far as everything else, so what I would take from the WRX's engine would be that initial boost. I would like that more early in this car, but I'll take the sound, I'll take the intake noise, I'll take the turbo spool, I'll take the exhaust, I'll take all of that. I'll take, if I could give this engine, keep this engine's character, the sounds, the rawness of it and how it feels, but get a little bit more boost up front, but not have it die so early. That's the thing that I just didn't like about the WRX. That's what I would do. I would combine that early torque, but I would want it to last longer. And the sounds this thing makes, I hope you're hearing the noises. It's just amazing. So much better than the WRX stack. I barely heard the turbo spool in the WRX. The blow off right there, like I didn't hear that. You don't hear that in a stock WRX. I'll take these noises of any car any day. So engine, so that's what I noticed about the engine. Also, fuel economy, I notice it. Like, I didn't think I was gonna notice it that much. And the WRX consistently, I would get, let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. I would get 25 miles to the gallon. And that was combined highway city driving. It was a perfect mix, it really was. And I consistently get 24, 25, 26, somewhere in there. My trip meter would always overestimate by like 3 miles per gallon on the WRX. With this, it's been pretty accurate. Like it said, I averaged 21.0 miles per gallon, and I averaged 20.8. I've been getting around 21 miles per gallon. This tank's not gonna be the same. So you do notice the fuel economy. I have noticed that, but I knew that going in. I didn't think that 4 or 5 miles per gallon would add up, but like I'll consistently get around 300 in this for the 3 times I filled it up, 300 miles to the tank. And then in the WRX, I'd be getting 350. So next thing I noticed, I love how this car feels. Its chassis, its stiffness, blows the WRX out of the water. The thing I didn't like about the WRX was it was in this in-between area. Like, it wanted to be a stiff, sporty ride, but then it didn't want to be too edgy. Like, it was like, oh, well, let's just have it be somewhere in the middle. Oh, STI right here. There's an STI to my left. Oh, no way. That's cool. And so, let's see. Spot it too. Oh yeah, there he is. He's coming behind us. It's a ice silver STI. That noise, you guys, that noise, it's insane. It's amazing. So anyway, so the WRX, when I drove that thing, I felt like the ride was worse than the WRX, hands down, because it was that in between. Like, it wasn't stiff enough to be sporty, or it was kind of sporty, but it didn't feel like you were glued to the road. And then it was a little loose. Like, I feel like the ride was just, it wasn't good on the WRX. It was in this, like I said, this gray area, and it's like either be sporty or be soft and comfortable, you know, but it was in that middle area. and I didn't like it. It was this, when I'm driving this, I feel glued to the road. Like, I've already taken some corners where I've had some people being here like, oh, what are you doing? And it just goes right through it. This feels amazing. I love the suspension. I love the ride. It's stiff. That's what she said. It's a stiff ride, and I just feel glued to the road. The STI is still behind us. I don't know if you can see it. It's coming on the left. It just feels, I feel like I'm driving a race car. That's what there's the difference. The sounds and the feel of it, it feels like I'm driving a race car. The WRX, it felt like I was driving a fun, fast, the WRX is fast, sporty car. But it's not like this. This I feel like I'm driving a race car every time. Those noises, I will take the noise this engine makes. I don't know, it's because they're piping it in, and that makes a huge difference. It does. But the turbo spool, the intake, like, it just builds. Everything. I love it, and I love how this feels. So ride. That's what I noticed about the ride. Next thing I would say is steering feel. Again, going along with the stiffness, the WRX is an electronically assisted steering setup. This is hydraulic. This, I actually feel like I can feel the wheels on the road and where I'm turning and what the road's telling me. I didn't feel that with the WRX at all. This steering is way better. Gosh, it's so amazing. And so steering way better than the WRX. The WRX felt, I wouldn't say this is heavy, it's kind of in the middle, but the WRX is definitely light, and I didn't feel like the wheels were communicating to me like it is with this. Next thing I would say that I've noticed, huge difference, the gearbox, especially with the short throw shifter and the clutch. The clutch on the WRX is great, but somehow it's way better on the STI. I don't know, it's like a perfect balance of like how far you push in, where it engages, and the firmness of it. I don't know how they did better than WRX. I thought the WRX clutch felt really good. This is almost, it's just a perfect balance of just feel. I'm comparing it, like I always thought I preferred the feel of, I used to drive a Honda Civic Si, and that was like the super lightest clutch like you've ever felt, and gearbox was so small and tight. That's what she said. But I really like how this feels. Like the clutch on this is amazing. The gearbox, especially with the short throw shifter, it feels completely different. The WRX is all like wanky, even though the WRX, the 15 Plus, are way better than the previous generation, because I actually drove both. This is still a much better gearbox and clutch. So I noticed that steering, engine, fuel economy. What was the other thing? Oh, the seats. I don't know if it's because this car has brand new seats, or if it's something to do with them being the Alcantara with the heated whatever's in there, inserts, whatever is in there. I feel much more comfortable. Maybe I found a better seating position, but for some reason, I don't know, these seats feel better than the WRX base ones, and they're cloth. I really like the Alcantara. I really like the partial leather. Let's see if this guy's gonna go. But yeah, the seats feel way better. Other thing I appreciate about this car, visibility behind me with the giant wing. First of all, I feel like I think the car looks good without the wing. It looks fine, or even with the little lip. But for me, I always thought it just didn't look complete without the spoiler, so that's why I got the giant spoiler. And plus, it's ridiculous how much you have to get the limited STI to get it wingless. It's stupid. But I really like it. And as far as visibility is concerned, you don't notice it. Like, it's, since I sit so high, and even if I was shorter, the wing's so high, it goes over everything. Like, I have a clear view behind me. It's not distracting at all. Oh, that's one more thing I forgot to mention. Notice a huge difference between this and the WRX. Let me turn off the air for a second, it's getting kind of cold. Throttle response. Throttle response is huge. The WRX, whenever I blipped the throttle or did heel toe or rev matching, I never felt like it was getting high enough in the revs. I never felt that immediate pushback. I never felt like I was going. That's one huge thing I forgot. Putting this in sport, or especially sport sharp, I feel like when I give it gas, I am going. And it's a great, awesome sensation. Like, the throttle response on this destroys the WRX, destroys it. And I don't know if that's something maybe you could with like a access port or whatever. I don't know. You can change how much you can flip the throttle and how much throttle response you get. But stock for stock, especially with these settings, like, put it in sport sharp and you go. Like, I know that's overkill because sport sharp's just full pedal, 100% wide open throttle all the time, but it feels so, the noises, it's so good. Like, I really forgot. Throttle response, huge. So yeah, so I think I've pretty much covered it. Hopefully this video camera setup's doing well. I don't know what it's picking up, what noises. I still gotta figure that out, and I'm also gonna try to get some editing software. So again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. All those people who subscribed and put some comments about their cars and all that, that's awesome. I'm gonna try to do a video like once a week. I mean, at least once a week. And I've got quite a bit of topics, like why I got red. I got some winter tires. I've got what I plan to do, and but I'm probably gonna keep the car stock. Maybe the only changes I would do would be like intake and exhaust, maybe downpipe. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, as is though, huge differences. All in all, I would say that I just love the character. I've never experienced the EJ, especially, well, I had a 2014 STI for a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. But I've never really gotten to experience the EJ 257, and especially an STI, and that's why I got this car. And it's what everyone says about it are so accurate and true. This car is just a blast. It's just a blast. The characteristics of it, yeah, the low end torque isn't there like the WRX, but it just, everything else about this car blows the WRX out of the water, except for fuel economy. And I mean, that would be it, like that and the torque. But it's just so awesome. I smile every time. The noises are just, it's amazing. So yeah, so I would definitely say the WRX feel like reviewers have said, it does feel more grown up, more refined. That engine, it feels like that. But this feels more raw, more, I feel like I'm in a